Greg Dulcich.
Yes.
You remember Greg Dulcich from last year being the long hair, blonde kid. Well, not blonde, but long hair, wavy.
pretty blonde.
That's kind of dark, I think.
I mean, dirty blonde.
Well, if I say dirty blonde, it goes better in this story, from Southern California, showing the short shorts, not afraid to let his legs show as he runs open down the field. That's what he was doing today. And Sean Payton has not given Greg Dulcich really any compliments this entire offseason until after practice today. Greg Dulcich had probably the best day of any Bronco on the field today, at least from a positional value, or at least from a skill player position. He caught a deep pass in the middle of the field. That's probably all I can say, but it was biggest play of the day, most impressive play of the day. And then he also had a couple of other catches throughout the day. He had a really good day highlighted by that one deep catch. And then after practice, Sean Payton really opened up about him and said that he's the Joker for this team right now. And Henry, what does the Joker mean? Because I don't think he's saying he's Nikola Jokic on the football field. Maybe he is.
Be a bit of a stretch at this point. Honestly, Jokic has better hands still too, which is kind of crazy. Best hands in the league. But that's not a Dulcich thing. That's
any league.
In any.
There we go. Now
baseball players get to use a mitt.
Yeah,
but if they didn't have a mitt, they wouldn't be able to catch. So that they don't even count.
It's true.
Baseball players aren't real people.
Wow, that's kind of mean.
I think it's fair though.
I played baseball for a long time, so
wow. They're not real people, not just like they're not athletes.
No, they're athletes. They're athletes, just not people. There's a difference.
Yeah. When I heard Sean say, so somebody asked about Greg Dulcich, and Sean used the Joker word, and that's when I was like, ooh, I like where this is going, because Joker, that's usually a position in on defense, and it's particularly a position in college football. So a lot of time it's kind of like that slot guy, like the Buffs for a while was Davion Taylor, who he's like a linebacker who ran like a 4.3 something and got drafted super high because of it. It's like, oh, you can rush him off the edge, you can drop him in coverage, you can play man, you can play zone, and so that's what the Joker is usually. But Sean Payton obviously has an offensive Joker, which is kind of that same thing where, what position is he? Don't give him a position. There's no reason. He just does this very unique thing, and it kind of dictates what the offense does, or it forces the defense to make a decision, which dictates what the offense does. So I've talked about this before on this podcast, but that's like the whole philosophy of the Sean Payton offense is you go out there, you show them a bunch of different looks with a whole bunch of different kinds of personnel. You might have Greg Dulcich and Albert O next to each other and then see, oh, they're coming out in their base defense because it makes sense. 12 personnel, you don't go nickel, you play in your 3-4.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you say, ooh, these guys are too good of receivers for you guys to be able to cover what we have on the field right now. And so you kind of have that tell. And that's what the Joker is. More detailed, like he said, have to have exceptional hands because, again, it's like a receiving playmaker type. And he brought up names like Reggie Bush and Darren Sproles and Alvin Kamara, which are all running backs, which is interesting. And I don't necessarily think that means you're lining them up in the backfield, because you just think back to all the times where Kamara lined up out wide, where you just flex him out there, and then you say, and you do that because it's a linebacker. You see, like, oh, they've got a linebacker count for him. Get him out there. He's going to win that one-on-one every time. So that's what they think of with Dulcich.
And those are three huge names to compare Dulcich to, and obviously in a different position. But with that, what can all three of those guys do? Alvin Kamara, great running back, but also great out of the backfield. They can catch. They can all do multiple things. And that's what Sean Payton thinks Greg Dulcich can do, which is huge because Greg Dulcich's third-round pick last year. The Broncos' second pick in the draft after not having a first-round pick by trading it away for Russell Wilson. The Broncos needed to get something out of Greg Dulcich this year for that class to be a good class, and apparently Sean Payton does like him and is using him. We got to see that today.